Right, we are going to add fractions again. And so we're going to start with step 1, 3/8 plus 1/3. Step 1, we always want to ask ourselves, do the fractions have a common denominator? So I'll give you a second to write that down and answer common denominator, yes or no. The answer would be no. So we would need to move on to step 2. Step 2 is finding the least common multiple of my two denominators, 8 and 3. So I want you to push pause and find the least common multiple of 8 and 3. Let's do 8 times 1 times 2 times 3. 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4, 3 times 5, 3 times 6. Wow, we got to keep going. 3 times 7, and 3 times 8. And okay, finally I have a common multiple for 8 and 3. So step 3 is we take and we need to make fractions with new denominators, which is our least common multiple, 24. So we want to write our two fractions, 3/8 and 1/3. And I want you to push pause and find a new fraction that's equivalent to 3/8 and a new fraction that's equivalent to 1/3 using the denominator of 24. Next, let's check your work. In order for 8 to become a 24, we would be times 3. And as we talked about, we always do the same to the top as the bottom. So if 8 times 3 is on bottom, we want to do times 3 on top, which makes 3 times 3 is 9. So you should have found your new equivalent fraction to be 9/12. For 3 to become 24, it would be times 8. Do the same to the top as the bottom. Times 8 to our numerator. 1 times 8 is 8. So we have renamed both of our fractions. Last thing we need to do is add them together. So I want you to push pause and add up your two fractions. You should have had 9/24 plus 8/24, and your answer should be 7/24, because we always add numerators, but leave the bottom number alone.